The Real Show is brought to you by UCS Facility Management Limited, Omni Basic Bank, and Dewdrop Hand Sanitizer.
My next guest is none other than the beautiful Miss Abena Korkor Ado. Now, you can see her pictures on the screen. You will see who I'm talking about. She is a mental health advocate, an entrepreneur, and a media personality. Welcome.
Thank you, Mahalia.
Now, thank you for gracing me with your beautiful self. I was going to say that before we start talking. And I love your outfit.
Thank you.
Is it by
Yes,
by
yes, yes, it is.
You see, I know a lot, but you find out with me, okay? So stick with me. Well, first of all, how do you tell us about Abena Korkor?
Abena Korkor. Yes. One simple phrase. I'll say Abena Korkor has a strength of a lioness.
Great.
She's very resilient. She's outspoken. She's always ambitious. It would take a lot to keep her down because, yeah, I've had my failures, but my chin is always up. Great.
Now tell us about something briefly about where you grew up, schooling, and what you're doing now. Just for people to have an idea what your journey is like.
I'm a full-timer girl, even though I'm not there now. I'm a full-timer girl. Okay. I'm a Methodist by birth. So I went to St. Paul Methodist, preparatory school, junior high, continued to Abri Girls. Then I did another year in Alma Heights Christian Academy in the States. Then I came back to Lagos to do biological sciences, went to UCC, biomedical science. I've worked at Mental Health Society of Ghana as their project coordinator before. I've been a TV host at TV3. I've done mental health work with the WHO, Time to Change Global in the UK. I run a plus-size fashion boutique online. I've started my YouTube channel. Yeah, so many interesting things going on, yeah.
Okay, now tell us how you started the mental health education.
So mental health education actually was inspired when I had my own personal experience when it comes to mental health. I live with bipolar disorder. I've been diagnosed for 6 years now, since 2015. So when I got diagnosed, got back to school, I realized there's no system to reintegrate persons living with mental health problems back into the system. And there were a lot of people that did not even understand what was going on. So you could see that there was lack of education. And before my relapse, I had a course in psychology. So it was more of like, okay, I'm doing my schoolwork and now I have personal experience. So I just started by, going to one radio station, TV station, talking about bipolar disorder and mental health in general. Then I realized, okay, there was a whole big family of people who needed not to feel alone. So we have a very vibrant support group. We've been part of a lot of research programs. There's one ongoing. The research is done, but the implementation phase has started. That's the quality rights by the WHO on how to improve the quality of care for persons living with mental health problems. Yes.
Now, I personally have watched your journey. I've experienced the struggle and overcoming and everything, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
And I must say that not everybody, like you said, not everybody understands what it means because not everybody has the experience personally. So could you please say something so that if somebody is new, they don't even understand we've not even mentioned what mental health issue we are talking about, which in this case is bipolar. So can you educate us on what bipolar is, how you feel when you have an episode, how you manage it, and how you're able to overcome that experience or feeling to keep being who you are?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give a general definition for like mental health disorders or illness. So when it comes to mental illness or mental disorder, a psychologist will also say abnormal behavior. So when we say that, it means the way you are functioning at that time is either harmful to yourself, is harmful to other people around you, is not making you function properly maybe you are not working so well at work, and sometimes you go against the cultural and societal norms. So these things sort of define what abnormal behavior is or mental disorders are. So when it comes to bipolar disorder, as the name signifies, two extreme poles. So we have the extreme depression and then we have extreme mania. And during the depressive part, let's say you lose interest in the things that you usually enjoy, you keep to yourself. Let's say if I was depressed and I was coming here, I'll probably have no makeup on. I'll probably wearing very gloomy clothes, you know, but I'm usually a person that would want to dress up and all that. So when you're depressed, a lot of people will be at work depressed, and you see that their productivity goes low compared to their usual self. They would like to be in bed the whole time. They might not take their shower. They might not eat. They'll just not be doing the usual things. And some of these people also have suicidal thoughts or have suicidal ideation and might even try it. And when it comes to the opposite, mania starts with you being like the highest life of the party. Everywhere you go, you're like over talkative. Sometimes you might be easily irritated. You may experience insomnia. You know, you don't sleep so many hours. Me, when I was experiencing this at first, I was like, oh, I have a lot of hours to study. That's how I was seeing it. But I was going through insomnia. And sometimes it comes with hypersexuality. You indulge in risky behaviors. Maybe you have, like, you've saved a lot of money, and then you just wake up one day, you want to go and invest in something that you have not done a lot of research in. So some people take a lot of financial risk when they are in their manic episode of bipolar. So it's a myriad of symptoms, and yeah, once you're on medication therapy, you would have a few medication. There's no cure. Medication reduces the instances of you falling into depression or mania. It reduces the incidence. So once you're like on medication, you're on therapy, and you have a good support system, you should be okay.
But would you say stress can actually trigger an episode?
Yeah, definitely. Like most of the time, it's stress that a particular type stress. There's different types of stress. You could get stress from work. You know, the people that have bipolar that get a lot of episodes when they are pregnant. Just the hormonal changes and all those things causes a certain stress on them, and that will bring triggers and all that. So when we say stress, it's not only about you are too busy and all that. There are so many things that could stress, either biochemically or environmentally. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of back and forth in media about a whole lot, which we don't have to go into. But how do you deal with the lashback, the misunderstandings, when you see people? Because I read comments a lot, and now I've stopped reading comments on certain things.
It's better.
Because sometimes I read comments and I think I'm going to have an episode myself. Because how can people be so insensitive?
Yeah.
Yes, you may not be a perfect person, but people need to educate themselves about the situation before they can comment.
Yeah.
But you see people sort of, sorry to say, spew all sorts of comments.
Yeah. A lot of people are very reactive.
Yes.
Yeah,
how do you deal with that?
When over the years, I've learned to work on myself. Okay. You can't determine what people will do around you. Okay. So you have to work on yourself. When you've worked on yourself, you're fully armored. When people do things to you, it's like when I'm giving you a present, is when you open your hands and take it. That is when it's yours. Yeah. So if should someone throw a negative comment at me or an insult, it is when I don't know myself. It's like you see me and you go like, look at this stupid, ugly girl. Are you for real? Like, I know.
Hello.
Yeah. When you know who you are, it's very difficult for people to bring you down. Yeah. So I'll always say is whenever I meet somebody who has been newly diagnosed with any mental health problem at all, I go like, don't stigmatize yourself first. Because when you're stigmatizing yourself, when you're looking, it's like, let's say today's interview, I'm called for an interview, and I'll go like, oh, if I come, people will write things under the live section, you know. You're already looking down on yourself. What do you expect the next person to do? So work on yourself. Like, you know, I'm a Christian, so I listen to the word of God a lot. I listen to a lot of motivational speakers. Oprah, like when you go to my YouTube, like Oprah is like, I just type Oprah and then I see a motivational speech. I listen. Sarah, TD, Jakes, I listen to them. So I'm fully like, it will take a lot. Like you have to do maybe 10 times the work I'm doing on myself before you can get to me and break me down. There are things that will get to me, but it's just for a moment because I have worked on myself. I've braced myself, yeah.
Now tell us about how you were able to deal with all this and still run your business, because it's not just the plus size I know. So tell us about your business and how you are able to keep your focus and keep it growing.
Yeah, so to stay focused on something, you always have to like you can do an act, but when you do it continuously, that's when it becomes a habit or a lifestyle. So every day I am researching about the things I sell, the businesses I do, you know, mental health, like how can I connect, what can I do differently. Nowadays, even I've not really done a lot of local like interviews. Most of my interviews have been maybe Instagram Live, Facebook Live with other professionals like in the States or UK or something. So it's like you are always looking for new ways to learn something, redefine yourself. I'm always following plus size models. You know, I see the work that they post, the comments that they are getting, they are so encouraging. So me, if I post something in Ghana and they come and write stuff, I don't read that one. I go to the US and the UK and I go and read those comments and see how I can motivate myself. And, you know, I might not be doing everything in perfection, but I'm learning. That is, when I go through the process, that's the same way I can see a younger person who might want to do the same thing. And I can teach them, okay, when I was young, I did this, it was wrong. Do it this way. Yeah, so it's good. You may not be perfect. People may be criticizing. If they criticize, sometimes just take the constructive one, see what you can switch, and then move on. Yeah.
Now let's come back to who you are as a person. You know, another thing I've noticed is that people always try to relate anything you do that's in any way sexual to your condition. They always want to relate it to your condition. But I mean, I don't know if personally, as you know yourself best, as Miss Abena Korkor, you're naturally a sensual person, or you think it is certain things that put you in that position?
Oh, naturally. If all things had been equal, I wanted to be a gynecologist. So, you know, from a very young age, I'm fascinated about the reproductive organ. So I've not started putting like maybe the exact content I research online on my platforms. Maybe sometimes it's like there's some conversations when you have with some people, it wouldn't really get to it, so you have to do it at their level. Or so as time goes by, when it comes to sexuality, like, you know, I read a lot about, you know, why somebody will identify as that and not that. There's this documentary I watched recently. It talked about the economics of sex. That right now, let's say, sex is so cheap, so it has reduced the value of marriage too. When sex was expensive, the value for marriage was high because it was you only get sex in marriage, more like kids. You know, everybody was waiting to get married to have sex, and women also wanted marriage because it was a sense of security for them. Now women are making their money. They are not looking for security. So it has really, like, you know, the demand and supply has changed. So it's like I read deeper than what people would think, oh, they're just bedmatics. But yeah.
Well, I want to ask this question. I've not seen it asked anywhere else.
Okay.
How do you think all that's happening from, I mean, the UCC issues, things that have been in the media, even up to now, how do you think your family takes it? Or how are they taking it?
So
and how is
my family members, they are human. They are very, very human, you know. That sometimes they break down more than me. That sometimes their comments might even be harsh than people on social media. So, but at the end of it all, you know, when things happen, it's like you're overwhelmed or you just have to react. But at the end of the day, they still, you know, they are still my support system. This morning, my mommy has called me. She wants to bring me stew. She wants to bring me soup. She's coming to visit me tomorrow. So they are very supportive. My dad always calls me sweetheart. When I see him, I still sit on his lap, even though I'm 31 years old. My little brother too is, you know, my buddy, my extended family. Like everybody is supportive. But when things happen, yes, like, you know, or you do something that is not right, you know, they will be on your case. They will drill you. That's what family and friends are for. Yeah.
You seem to be a very free-spirited person.
Yeah.
Would you say that is what makes you come across as very young and vibrant?
Yes, I would say so. Sometimes people go like, oh, maybe you're more than 31. Sometimes people think I'm much. I think when I don't have my wig on and I'm dancing and all that, I think sometimes I just can't wait to have kids because I know that I'll be overplaying with them. Sometimes they have to hide the football because it's like, mommy wants to play football again.
No, I see how you're into exercise, and sometimes on Snapchat you're going up the breathing. What motivates you to keep? You seem to be taking care of almost every aspect of your life. Sundays you're posting going to church. You're handling your businesses. You are handling even critics well. You're glowing. You're exercising. How do you keep that balance?
It's not always balanced like that, but you take one day at a time, and then let's say you review your day, you review your week, you review your month, and when you are fortunate, you even have friends and family that will nudge you when you are going, you know, in the wrong direction. Sometimes my free-spiritedness, I just post anything that's on my mind. And you see, they'll just call you, hey, what have you posted? What have you posted? Like sometimes I'm in my own world.
I think sometimes you forget this is Ghana. You think we're in the States. Because even I, to be honest, I'm like.
So yeah, sometimes I get carried away, but I have people that drill me, like drill me. Yes.
No, we are almost out of time, but you didn't mention your businesses.
Okay.
Very important.
So. Plus Fashion by ABK, we do plus size clothing. I'm being attacked that I have to do for the other sizes because not all my followers are plus size. So I'm working on that. And then I have Naughty Island where we have adults entertainment toys. And then the YouTube where I talk about topics of my interest, mainly mental health, body positivity, and then sex and relationships. Yeah.
So what's your YouTube?
Abena Korkor TV. Yeah.
Yes, and then your Instagram handle. I think your Instagram handle
is Miss Abena Korkor. Yes. Yeah, Miss Abena Korkor.
Yeah. I do have a pattern message.
And then my mental health, Psychosocial Africa on Instagram and then Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, please, you have a pattern message for us.
What I would say is, I said this on my Instagram some time ago. Let people say what they want to say about you when you fail. Let them talk. You are the one who knows your dreams and your visions. You know where you want to go. When you fail, when you do something that you're not supposed to do, don't be distracted by what people are saying. Just feed on the dream and vision that you've always had and then surge on. People will always talk, but listen to yourself. I just got this advice this week. Your best friend should be your instincts. Yeah.
Great. So you heard it from Miss Abena Korkor. Your best friend should be your instincts. And it's okay to make mistakes, but keep going at it and you will get there. Know yourself best, and that way nobody can say anything negative to let you down. And you heard she has a lot of amazing businesses going on. Do patronize her and know that as you have heard from her, despite her struggles, she is doing amazing. She is making things happen for herself. She's chasing her dreams, and so can you. My first guest left us with a lot as well. She taught us that as humans, we should have something we leave behind that will change others. Learn to impart okay? Because a candle that lights another candle doesn't lose its light.
Yeah.
It actually adds more light to the whole space, okay? So this is The Real Show. My name is Mahalia Bamford. Tonight, I've had amazing discussions with Miss Abena Korkor herself and my amazing production team here at Metro TV, always coming through so that we can have the amazing episodes that we have each and every Friday right here on Metro TV Ghana, 8:30 p.m. My makeup is by MB Studio Fix. Do check us out on Instagram or Google MB Studio Fix. It will take you straight to the location. My outfit is by The Real Sugar herself, so do check out Everything Store GH. And it's been an amazing evening.